Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement on WRCR. This is your weekly radio encyclopedia for all your home improvement projects. Featuring Laborio D'Arerio, your friendly neighborhood architect, Mike Ash, Bill Barshow, and the cool tool girl, Elizabeth Bushy. They're ready to take your calls and answer questions about your home improvement projects. Call now, 845-362-0013.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvement. After the summer, we start all over again, and it's now fall. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Mike. We have Brian Cameron from Cameron Insurance Group in our presence here today. We're going to be talking about homeowners insurance, but we want you to put down your cup of coffee here on the first weekend of fall. Give this Encyclopedia of Home Improvement knowledge a jingle, 362-0013 for our first show of our third season and our first time on this new powerhouse. No pun intended here. 1,700 pumping out 10 billion gigawatts of power, covering the whole United States and half of the other continents around the world. So we love to say thank you to our old audience and our expanded new listening audience.
They're not that old, Lee. Come on.
Well, our constant listeners, I guess we should say, right?
Better, much more better.
I like constant listeners.
Hey, and Elizabeth Bushy's out there, the cool tool girl.
How you doing, Dawn?
Hey, Elizabeth, I just wanted to bring to your attention today that they're having a rebuild day out there in your neck of the woods, okay, by Ranchero Cordova, okay, and it's in Sacramento.
Rancho Cordova.
Yes.
Rancho Cordova,
and
yeah.
it's
that is my neighborhood, actually.
Yeah, and they're basically rebuilding your neighborhood. They've provided free services out there for homeowners who...
They're giving you grass out for the ground.
Right, so you had to sign up for that before June 15th, so we were off the air, but they are actually out there today in California in your neighborhood helping some folks out with gutters and painting and cleaning and all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's just a little note for you. I just wanted to let you know we're thinking about you over here on the East Coast, Liz. And I'm going to...
That's nice. That's nice.
How's that?
There's lots of programs we can get into later, too, about the governor is helping people who want to take their grass out.
Correct. Well, we have stuff here at the ABC's of Home Improvement that is organic. You can paint your grass green. It lasts for 3 months.
You spray it on.
You spray it on, and you have a beautiful green lawn. So we'll help you out with that, too. I want to mention our sponsor here, Torn Valley Vineyards. What a summer it was up there. I have a bunch of things here. I'm just going to flip them up to the camera. It's about 30 pages here. There were some great concerts. They had a summer series going up there. Easter Ensemble, Matt Cobham. They had the Grateful Dead tribute bands up there, Pink Floyd. Oof. And this weekend, the Vineyard is going to have a great Grape Crush, their third annual Grape Crush, and Homemade Hudson Valley Artisan Fair. So it's Sunday, 11 to 6 p.m. They have Tangent playing up there with the hip replacements. You guys should go up there and enjoy the only working vineyard in Rockland County where great wine, great food, and live music meet great people. We are giving away today for the 17th caller, Neil. We're going to keep you busy. Free wine tasting for 2 at the Vineyard this week. Instead of bottles of wine, we're going to the gentlemen up there, the owners, Steve and John, have extended the tasting room for 2 of our listeners. Caller number 17 gets 2 free tickets to go up and enjoy the wine tasting and some live music and the quality of people and wine that they have up there at the Vineyard. So give us a call, 362-0013. Okay, so let's get back. It's back to school month, and Brian Cameron says here, we're going to introduce him shortly, but what are you saying about September, Brian? September is National Preparedness Month. Why don't we introduce you? Brian, tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your company, where you're located, and so forth.
Thank you, Lee and Mike, for having me. And I just want to tell you how the importance is of preparing yourself for a hurricane. September is hurricane season. Hurricane season goes between June 1st and November 1st. And September is the height of the hurricane season. However, we are all familiar with how Hurricane Sandy only 3 years ago happened late October, around Halloween time. So you never know when it's going to occur, and you want to be prepared for it.
Excellent. That's excellent. And Brian, so we're talking about preparedness month. Excuse me. It's early in the morning here. We have a book here. I understand that you just wrote a book, what every New York business owner needs to know about to protect his business and his family. And the book is here. Brian's giving that away, too.
Got a picture so you know what he looks like.
Yeah, and it's on our video here. If you give a call right now, or you're one of the callers prior to the
Tasting.
17th caller for the tasting. We'll give you that book there. Give us a call at 362-0013. Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about your book?
Okay, I wrote the book to illustrate how the insurance industry works. It's an easy-to-read guideline of what you need to know to protect you and your family in case something were to happen to your home or your life in general.
Excellent, excellent. And so that's for the average person. They can pick up a little, some tips and so forth about how to protect themselves.
Sure, because most people only are exposed to a 60-minute commercial by usually telephone or smartphone or the internet, and you can't tell too much over a 60-second infomercial, but you certainly can by going through the book.
Okay, so let's ask a general question, an insurance question for you folks out there. What insurance coverages should a homeowner be aware of? Especially
What should they have also?
Yeah.
Okay, the most important feature of any home is replacement cost. What that does is it rebuilds your home at today's cost rather than actual cash value. You need to have it on your building as well as your contents, and that's an important feature.
And where would somebody see that in the policy? I mean, who would bring that to their attention? Is that the agent? So a lot of folks just get a policy, they look at the number.
Just assume.
And right, they say, well, that's what we can afford, so that's what we pay. And they don't have the proper coverage. So who actually...
That's a good question. The most important thing to understand is that your advisor, hopefully independent advisor, is your trusted friend. He will guide you along the road of making sure you've got replacement cost on your home. Review it every 3 years. I always suggest to homeowners to make sure you have the proper coverage. You don't want actual cash value, you want replacement costs. What that does basically is replace it. Let me give you an example of how that works. Let's say you had a furniture that was costing you $1,000, but now from 5 years ago you had to go out and replace it, but it cost you $1,500.
True.
With replacement cost, they'll give you the $1,500 replacement cost as opposed to actual cash value, which they will depreciate and be subject to the deductible.
Hey, bro, I got a good one. How did we get to you? How does someone call and find out who you are and get your information?
Yeah, where's your office?
Yeah.
Okay, our office is located in Nanuet, 55 Old Turnpike Road, just off the New York Thruway, exit 14.
I know where that is.
And our website is CameronInsuranceGroup.com.
How do you spell that?
CAMERON, insurance, INSURANCE, group, GROUP.com.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, over the past 6 weeks or so since we've been out on our summer sabbatical, the ABCs of Home Improvement has also produced a little 4-page pamphlet that if you're preparing to build and you want some information and protecting yourself on properly grabbing the right contractors besides calling here or going to our website.
That would be the first step I would do.
Right. You can go online to the ABCs of Home Improvement and you can get the PDF and download the for your protection. Contact an architect prior to starting any construction job, and they will be the point of contact for everybody. And that's free of charge, so you can go to our website and pick that up. We also received about 200 emails over the course of there, which led to about 4 leads, and we want to thank our listening audience for calling on our trusted experts to go out and take care of their projects. As a matter of fact, Billy is not in the studio today because
he's working.
The professionals that we are, when we get called out, even on a Saturday or Sunday, they're out there doing their jobs and taking care of the people. So we'd like to thank the folks that are listening here at 1700 AM Ramapo. Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit more about when you started your business, how long you've been in business, and
what kind of clients you work
the type
with,
of clients
like
you work with.
Okay, I started the industry back during the Jimmy Carter economy. 18% inflation, 20% unemployment.
I remember that.
So I figured if I can make it through this time period, I'd be successful.
Absolutely.
I started back in the late 70s. I worked for a major insurance company, Metropolitan. Was there for about 10 years, and I felt I could offer my clients more services by going independent. And I started that in 87. That's where I've been since.
That's very nice. That's
87 is a long time, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I started in 1985. Mike, how about you?
I don't know, much older than that already.
You
85,
are.
I was a wholesale.
You're almost 30 now, Mike, right?
Oh, yeah, half of me is 30 for sure.
Well, we'd like to, Elizabeth, how about
Can I
you?
just start
Yes,
something?
go ahead.
That I just kind of have been learning about is renter's insurance.
Renters.
And as somebody who's saving for a house, that's a really important thing because you can be just as devastated while you're saving to have somebody build your house.
Renter's insurance. Brian, why
What's
don't we touch
involved
on
with
that?
renter's insurance, actually?
I think the best way to look at renter's insurance is to do a tally, do a listing of all your possessions in your household. And what renter's insurance is, you're covering what's ever movable. So if you can, in essence, think of taking your building and turning it upside down, whatever falls down is your contents. That's the best way to judge what you have. Take a listing of you have and make sure you're covered. But I just like to focus on one question here. I'm back on homeowners insurance. A lot of people call up and they say, well, just give me an apples-to-apples comparison. That's a very bad move. You don't want to do an apples-to-apples comparison because you really don't know if your current agent did the right sufficient coverage for yourself. You don't know if he did the right calculation. So you want to always give the square footage, and pretty much with the type of software that we have today, we can figure out, based on square footage and construction of the building and, of course, location, how much replacement cost you need for your home.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, do you provide that for new clients coming in that want to check maybe their old agent or check their policy?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, that's the kind of service we provide. And we always recommend people to make a comparison at least every 3 years to know they've got sufficient coverage.
Do you have more than one insurance company you're working with, so you have options at that point?
We have about 15 different companies right now that we look at as far as comparison is concerned. So we feel we provide a great product at a competitive price.
Smart. That's good.
Excellent. Well, since Brian's here and we're talking...
Wait. Go back to Elizabeth's question about the renters.
Oh, the renter's insurance. Yes, I think we had that.
Did we cover that okay
yes.
with the content?
Was that good, Elizabeth?
That's pretty good. I was just also going to suggest that you don't just get any old renter's insurance, that you go through an actual person like our guest.
Yeah, you don't want to have
Because
Jimmy Boombots,
your car
insuring your...
will offer an
the guy
umbrella
with the
with
Colonel
renter's
stuff
insurance, and it's a lot smarter to go through someone like a real person.
Sure.
Well,
That
goes
you.
back to your trusted advisor. He's the insurance agent.
Yeah.
He has to be in contact with you. If a lot of times I'll speak to a prospect, and he tells me he hasn't heard his agent in years. He never calls. You really want to hear from your agent on an annual basis through a review. He'll send you a review letter. We do newsletters. We do review letters to keep in touch with people on a consistent basis to make sure that they've got the proper protection for themselves and their family. And I think that's the best approach you can have. You don't want to go by a 60-second commercial on TV where they're going to try and save you 15%. That's just not the approach you want to go with.
Excellent.
Because you can be just as devastated by losing everything when you're renting as you can
even
by
more
losing
so.
everything when you're,
Devastation
a hurricane
is
hits the
devastation,
rental
Lizzie.
as
That's
hard
the
as
whole
it does the
problem.
home.
Well, Elizabeth, since we have Brian here in the office, we have our ABCs of Home Improvement trivia questions of the week. Okay, so we'd like to throw those out there for you folks. And in the magic hat today, for the person who answers the first correct answer, we have the Philips AM/FM digital clock with iPod charger and
Nice
iPod
unit.
and iPhone adapter.
It's a nice unit. It's not too
So
big.
first caller in for this question, what year was the first insurance company formed? And for the second question, we have a digital frame that we're giving away like we did on our first shows.
True.
What was the name of the company? So we have two questions for you folks.
Brian, you can't answer this one, sorry.
3620013. So call in for the prizes if you want. If you have the answers, get on your Google. And these are some questions pertaining to the first insurance company and what year it was formed. And we can give you a
First
little
insurance
history on it.
company in America, right?
No, just the first insurance company in the world.
He's getting tricky.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing.
Exactly. So we have that going now. Also, we'd like to take time out to thank our videographer and producer here, Joe Escanio. He's been doing a great job producing our videos. Go to our website for our reruns. You'll be able to see a lot of different informational videos that give you stuff on home improvement that you might be looking for.
He's great. He
He's
really
doing
is.
a great job,
Yeah.
and we want to throw that out to him.
He did an
Back
automation
again for
recently. It was
another
very cool.
Yes. So, Brian, let's talk about the snowbirds. Travel to Florida in the winter. What are you recommending for them for homeowners and so forth?
Well, I think the most important thing if you go into Florida for the winter and your house is unoccupied, you want to maintain your heat at least 55 to 60 degrees. In case we come in with a deep freeze like we've had for the past 2 winters, you don't want to come back with water damage to your house
That's ugly.
really important. And you want to have somebody who's close to your home who could look at it every so often to make sure that there's no other damage to your home.
Is that a service you provide, Brian?
I make the recommendations. It's not a service we
There you
provide.
go.
We have someone on the line, Neil? Okay.
Hello. Can we
Could
help
you take a guess?
Yes.
I'd like to take a guess about the...
First of all, what's your
first
name?
insurance
And where
company.
are you?
And where are you calling from? How's that?
My name is Marv, and I'm from Muncie.
Hey, all right, Marvin, go ahead.
I'm doing good. I'm going to say Lords of London.
Oh, that was close, but no. We'll give you another shot at it if you have it. Lloyd's of London came second. There was one before that, but go ahead if you have it.
No, unfortunately, that's the only one that comes to mind.
Marv,
Okay.
thanks for the
All
call.
right, thanks for
You
the call.
bet.
Listen,
Bye now.
do you need an iPhone 4 case? We're giving those away.
Okay.
All
You
right.
have a 4?
You have an iPhone 4. We're giving away white alligator cases. All you have to do is say, "I love the ABCs of home improvement."
Okay, I love the ABCs of
All
home
right, so
improvement.
we're going to put this here. Neil's
That's
going to
for
have
Marv.
it right here for Marv. Come and pick it up at the station anytime during the week. Thanks, Marv, for the call. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for listening.
Take care.
Right, bye now.
Okay.
I love the way Mark from Muncie thinks.
That's it. Very good. Very good. All right, we got one of those out. Again, give us a call. We're going to go out on a quick break here. When we come back, we're with Brian Cameron from the Cameron Insurance Group. We'll be talking about homeowners insurance, builders risk policies, and wait, we have one call, Neil. Should we grab that call before we go off? Hello, caller.
Oh, they're taking a break. I'll hold on.
No,
No,
go ahead.
you can
You're
talk.
live. Go
Who
ahead.
are you and where are you
Hello.
calling from?
Hi. I'm just wondering, whenever we flush the toilet, okay, I hear a knocking in the pipes.
Air.
Oh yeah, that's called
Indication?
Hammer.
yeah, an air hammer. And if Ralph Spano from Sunshine Plumbing and Heating was here, that's who we recommend. We've had that call a few times and a few emails about that.
Yeah, they come in.
You have to have them come in and take a look. It has to do with your water pressure and perhaps your
Yeah.
pressure valve, where the water's coming into the house, may be insufficient or it may have a deficiency in it over the course of time and need to be replaced. So if you want to.
Are the water companies?
No, the water company. It's inside the house, so it's
They don't
beyond
really
the meter.
care.
So that
Okay.
and if it's not, Ralph can check that for you. And if you want to go to our website and you click on the Sunshine Plumbing and Heating link, you'll have all of Ralph's information. He can come out. He does it at no charge. He'll take
Just
a
talk
look.
about insurance for a second.
Yeah.
That's Sunshine, you said?
Yes, Sunshine Plumbing and Heating, and it is
Okay.
on our website. At
Hold on one
TFC.
second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just like to mention that make sure that you've got a sump pump endorsement and water backup coverage, because in some instances that type of loss, water loss, would be covered under your homeowners
Oh, okay.
up to a certain limit.
All right. I'll mention it to my husband.
And
Thank
do you
so
want
much.
to you want to take a chance, or do you want to say I love the ABCs of home improvement and get an iPhone 4S alligator case, a white alligator case for your phone?
Okay. What do I have to do?
You just have to say I love the ABCs of home improvement. It's a very easy thing.
Mirdona?
Yeah, that's it. And we have a white alligator iPhone case. You don't know. I like that. I do like that. So you've got it. We're going to leave one here for you. Neil will have it here in the
Your
studio.
name?
Your name?
Okay, it's Mary Ann. They know me.
Okay, Marianne. There you go. So
Neil's
that's-
got it under protection right
Thanks
now.
for the call,
All right.
Marianne.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
All right.
so we're going to go out on a quick break, Neil, and when we come back, we'll take some more calls for the free wine tasting. Welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvement, folks. We're going to give you a quick motivational quote of the week, and we're going to go to our caller. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. And this is one of my favorite ones from Earl Nightingale.
Nice.
Okay, we're going to take our call and call on line one, Neil. Hello, caller. Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi. Is this the ABCs of Home Improvement?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Hi. Hold on one second. I'm having phone problems.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. One.
I can
Hey,
hear.
this is Jennifer from Stony Point, and I'm thinking of doing a home improvement project.
Okay,
and
Jennifer.
I've been listening for a while, and I'm really glad that you have someone on discussing insurance.
How can we help you?
Turn your radio down just a little. We're getting feedback here in the studio, Jennifer.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm wondering how much insurance would cost for a home improvement project, and how much I need.
Oh, well, first of all, when we were out on break, we were just talking about that, so I'm going to refer Brian. Brian, this is, I guess, about builders' risk policies and homeowners insurance. What do we do there, Brian? Thanks, Jennifer.
The most important thing as a homeowner to understand is that you need to get the certificates of insurance from the contractor on any work he's doing on your property. And it's important to realize you have to get it before the job starts, not after the job starts. If your contractor is doing work on the job and he gets injured, he could sue you for lack of proper coverage, or he doesn't have any coverage at all. So it's important he have general liability as well as workers' compensation in case one of the employees gets hurt on the job.
Is that? Did you get that, Jennifer?
I can barely hear now. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm having phone problems. I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. We appreciate the call. We have another caller coming in, so just turn your radio back up, turn your phone off, and you can hear the rest of the commentary. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Neil, you have another call?
Can I ask for clarification on that last one?
1 second.
The
Go ahead.
homeowner's insurance. Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead, Neil. We have a caller. We're just going to take the call, Liz.
Okay.
Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement. Go ahead. Hello?
Hi,
Hi. Who's this? Where are you calling from? And
this is Bert. I'm in West Nyack.
Hey, Bert. How are you?
How can we help you?
Okay, I enjoy your program. I'm glad you're back for the third year.
Thank you.
And it is fall. We passed the
We're over the equinox.
We're over the mark, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm calling in for those vineyard tickets.
Okay, so you know what? We're going to give them away to you since you were the caller. We're not going to do the 17th caller. What you have to do is go up to the Torn Valley Vineyard, okay, any weekend, and you mention the ABCs of Home Improvement to John or Steve. Bring your guest. The two of you will be treated to a beautiful wine tasting up there in the Torn Valley, nestled along the Torn Brook. And
just follow up with an email so we have an idea what a great time
yeah, we want to hear, so follow up on our site. And again, if you want to call in advance, you can give them a call and let them know that you'll be coming, and they'll have those tickets ready.
That sounds great.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
And can you hold
John
on?
or
So
Steve, you say?
yeah, John and Steve, can you hold on? And Neil's gonna.
Absolutely. Thank
okay.
you.
Thanks. Bye bye.
That was great.
Brian, Elizabeth, go ahead now. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's fine.
Okay, we have another call. No, good. Okay, go ahead. Elizabeth, you. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Bushy, you go.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify for my own edification. So the homeowner needs insurance as well as the contractor.
Brian?
Sure. Your bank is always going to require you to have homeowner's insurance. You want it for yourself, to protect yourself against fire, theft, vandalism, windstorm damage. That's really important. Don't drop it because a contractor is coming on the property. His insurance protects you in case he does damage to your property.
Right, and then you add another layer called a builder's risk policy, which is an amended or an addition to your homeowner's policy to cover you for other items that go up and above and beyond the general homeowner's insurance to include the contractor and anybody working on the job as well as materials. Is that correct, Brian?
Well, a builder's risk basically is really for the contractor. The consumer doesn't take that out unless he's building his own home.
Okay.
He would take out a builder's risk policy, and that's just general liability, which is slip and fall on your premises.
Okay.
However, you have to be concerned about the building material. Is the general contractor going to drop off the material? You want to make sure that the contractor provides coverage for the contents of the material. If the material is stolen or there's a fire on the premises, is he going to pay for it? That's important. So make sure he's liability as well as property coverage for the material that you're going to use to build your house.
So how does that get underwritten? How do the homeowners get that?
You would have to request that the general contractor that you hire has a builder's risk that's going to cover liability as well as property coverage.
Do you get a copy of that? What do you do?
Yeah, you want to ask the contractor to make you the holder of the certificate of insurance.
Nice.
So if a claim were to occur, you'll be the first to notify, and the insurance company will be working with you directly.
How's that, Elizabeth? Was that a good one?
Yeah, that's much clearer.
There we go.
That's when you have pros on the show.
You know, we're going to ask Brian too.
I always say that. I'm a big DIY person.
I know you are.
Well, we always
you always got to get the professionals for the real answer.
Excellent. Well, we're going to add a little new segment here to our show in season 3 because we've had a few emails and we've had some people sending us pictures and posts of their projects, ABCs of home improvement projects that they're doing around their yard. So we're going to have post the project pick of the week. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you folks to go to our ABCs of Home Improvement Facebook site and put up your pictures of your home improvement projects. And each week when we come back, we're going to award a free prize to the best picture and the best project and the best description. So, again, that'll get you onto our site, and it'll get you active there, and you'll see other people's projects. And we have a little forum going. Correct, Joe? We're going to have that forum going up and running? Okay, so looking forward to that. Again, post the project pick of the week. and that's what
That's
we're looking
a
for.
great
there.
idea.
How's that, Elizabeth? Is that a good one? We're going to get back to Brian.
I love it.
Brian, and we've heard about all these different ratings for insurance companies, and we'd like to know, in your book you mentioned something about having an A rating being the best for your company. Can you expand on the importance of that rating and how that
Sure.
helps people?
If you have a homeowner's company, if you homeowners insurance, you want to make sure, or renters, you want to make sure that the insurance company that's insuring your property is a rated company, ABC, just to help you understand how that works. Obviously, A plus is superior. It means the company's financially strong. The lower you go down, the less financial strength the company has. But it should be a B plus or better. So B plus, A minus, or A plus is your best rating classification. Just a quick story. I had homeowners come to my office to review their policies. And I noticed the name of the insurance company, which I won't name here, was a C-rated company. And I told him, I says, your company's only C-rated. So the father responded to me saying that, what's wrong with that? That's what my son got in college. So I went on to explain to him. I said, it doesn't work the same way. By the way, who's your agent? And he says, our son's the agent. So I said, you know what? I have to let me do a comparison. So for this couple, they were able to get a much more coverage than what they currently had right now by doing the comparison, which is looking at their square footage, what they currently had, and it was less premium than what they're paying. So they got more coverage for less premium, and that's what we try and do.
That's a good deal then.
Excellent. And Brian, let's just talk quickly for our folks out there that are going to be hiring contractors if they're not working with us here at the ABCs of Home Improvement and they found a contractor on their own, the importance of the insurance certificate for the contractor. Again, I think that's a lot of folks are unaware of that everybody coming on your property needs to have some sort of an insurance certificate, and it needs to be presented to you prior to somebody starting the work. Why don't you elaborate just a little on that?
Yeah, that's a good point. You want to, obviously, the most important, not just getting a certificate of insurance, but get it before the job begins, not after the job, not halfway through, not at the completion of the job, but in the beginning, prior to the contractor working onto your premises, because that is going to be the protection you're going to need if there's any damage to your house as a result of the contractor doing work on your property.
That's the difference between types of contractors in this county also.
Well, and you also, in my 30 years experience, this has happened a few times to some homeowners, they were given a expired certificate. So you should actually call and check and verify that
insurance
certificate is still in place and effective during your project. And does that certificate have to have your name specifically or your property location on it, Brian? Or
No, not specifically. It just basically has to show that he has coverage. And look, the important thing on a certificate is look at the time period. Make sure it's during that time period. Policies are written on an annual basis. So if it's January 1st to January 1st, just check the years to make sure the years are current. Just recently, Governor Cuomo passed a bill detailing that a contractor cannot change the certificate of insurance, whereas before they would make all sorts of amendments, adding things on and doing what they wanted to do, even pressuring their agent to word it a certain way. You can no longer do that. It's against the law. It's got to be written by the insurance agent specifically for the homeowner.
Excellent. Any of you folks out there, put down your cup of coffee, 362-0013. We're giving away a digital alarm clock and a digital Kobe frame here for pictures and so forth for the correct answers to what year was the first insurance company formed, and 2, what was the name of that insurance company. Get on your Googles. We want to get some of these things out of the magic hat. We're looking to give them away. We also have Brian Cameron's book here. If you call up and say, I love the ABCs of Home Improvement, you get the book. It'll give you a little education on insurance business and how to protect yourself against some crazy stuff. We have the green tip of the week now, and I appreciate the supervisor reaching out for us today and giving us a little promo on his 9 o'clock show there, Neil. So I figured in response to that, and he was talking about walking around the house and doing an evaluation in the fall, and the green tip of the week is to conduct an energy home audit. And those are done at no charge by some of the like O&R, some of the energy companies. Utility companies will come in, the water company, they'll evaluate your building for you, and this way you'll get a comprehensive assessment of what you need to do to improve your energy usage and to also tighten up your building. And again, we like to let the folks out there know what is green building, because people don't always understand what that is. But green building means designing or constructing in a technique that saves energy, water, improves health, air quality, and includes products that are beneficial for the environment and reduce waste. So
when possible.
When possible, try and build green. We here at the ABCs of Home Improvement advocate for green building all the time, as well as reuse. We just finished up a renovation project where we reused a lot of the 2x4s that were coming out of the existing walls for cats and for structural support members inside the new addition that were being used. So we try and keep the stuff out of the dumpster as much as possible.
Smart.
So do your best to keep our nation green. We're always pushing that at the ABCs of Home Improvement. Brian, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? Just tell us a little bit about your education and tell us.
Well, let's go into a question that you think that people should know about.
Okay, yeah, why not? Okay, sounds good.
I just want to get back to something like the certificates of insurance for homes.
Okay,
that's
and
good.
how it pertains to contractors. That's important. It's important to understand whether it's commercial or personal lines. All policies have exclusions. For instance, I had a gentleman call me up. He wanted insurance for his rental property. He was a landlord. It was a 4-family house, and he wanted me to price it out, do the comparison, and see what he can get. So we did the square footage, did the calculation, and we came back with a number of different quotes. We had the best quote. I said, wow, this is really good. But as I looked at the exclusions, he had an exclusion for pets. So, for instance, if he rented his, that's not good at all, because if he had a tenant who bought a dog, now this dog bites a friend or a neighbor and stuff, he's not covered, and that's really important. Dog bite coverage is really important in any situation. You want to make sure you're covered. If you've got exclusion on your rental property, you don't want that kind of policy, because you might know your tenant, but you don't know
what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, you don't know what your tenant's go out and buy a Doberman Pinscher or some type of dog or a boxer or whatever.
Well, being an avid
Or
real
even if
estate
your tenant
investor
has
and
a
landlord
friend
myself,
who
Brian,
brings a
what
dog.
does something like that cost over and above, just on an average?
To add that on.
To add that on, that type of coverage.
It's not an add-on coverage. It's either included or excluded. Companies.
So either companies underwrite it or they don't directly as part of the policy.
Exactly. They have to file with the department, and they have to have it included or not included. Obviously, for an insurance company, it's less risk for them not to cover that, but you don't want something like that.
Not on your own back.
And let's ask this question. How often should a landlord or any general homeowner review their policy? Is it 6 months, every year, every renewal, change in tenancy? When is the appropriate time?
At least every 3 years is important to know that. If you haven't heard from your agent during that time period, you might want to look to a different agent, because you're not getting the service you really deserve. In our office, we send out annual review letters to everybody. We send out newsletters to keep in touch. So it's important that you stay abreast of the industry trends. And there's some changes, and you need to hear. So if you haven't heard your agent since you bought your home 10 or 15 years ago, it might be a good idea to start looking around.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. Any other good questions we should
I
be
have a
aware
question. What do you think is
Yeah, I
the
just want to
most
point out to you is that
important thing
looking
go
at
ahead,
exclusions
sorry.
on policy with roofers, there's a lot of home improvement. I know a lot of your listeners are in the home improvement industry, and they offer improvement for a homeowner. But keep in mind is that some home improvements will say, you know what, I'll put that I'll do some roofing on your house as an addition that you're putting on there. But if you've got a claim in your policy for a contractor now excludes roofing, the homeowner is not going to have coverage.
Very important. That's
So-
some folks may not have known that.
You have to make sure that if you hire a contractor who's going to do roofing is an exclusion contracting business. You really have to go to a roofer only to make sure that you've got the proper person working on your roof.
And another way to check that is going to Consumer Affairs locally and checking
Right.
their licensing and making sure that they are licensed to perform that type of work.
Exactly. I just know, I don't want to single out counties, but I just want to mention Rockland, Westchester, Putnam are very good. The consumer departments are on top of their contractors to make sure they got the right licensing. But when you go further upstate, north...
Orange County is the wild, wild west,
right.
believe me.
When you go up there, and it's a different situation. The county usually does not require insurance for their contractors, so you just have to buyer beware.
And we at the ABCs of Home Improvement, specifically Laborio Durario here, your friendly neighborhood architect, has been up in Walden, New York, for Miss Irene Werther, Irene Weinberger, and her roof, she had a flat roof put on, $70,000, non-roofing contractor. It's been leaking for 2.5 years. We are now designing roof trusses, pitched roof trusses and new roofing systems with a licensed contractor. Even though he doesn't have to be licensed up there, he's licensed in Rockland. And we are putting together her house again. And that is a 6,000 square foot roof there. So you can imagine the type of water penetration she's had and the rot that has gone on inside the walls that have to be replaced and repaired. So, and that was a phone call we got last season on our show. And we are now in the process of actually pulling a building permit. And again, licensing not required there. So we're taking care of her with
Over and
licensed
above.
people over and above.
Right.
So we're going to go out on a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to have a little more from Brian. And the Cool Tool Girl is going to have her Cool Tool of the Week. Welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvement, folks. You know, that story about the roof reminded us of a great quote here that our friend Bill Barshaw likes to throw out. And since he's not here, and it's our premiere show, I'm going to let you know that the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. That's John Ruskin, and that is our motto here. So we are definitely we are here to protect the consumer. We're here to educate the consumer. An educated consumer is somebody who actually has a happy experience because they understand what they're going to get and they understand the benefits of having somebody helping them through the process. So
it's one of the things I love about you guys. You say over and over, you spend the money like it's your own.
That's right. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Thank you. That's great. Absolutely right. It's not the homeowner's money. We spend it like it's our money, and of course, we want to keep as much money in our pocket as possible. So economics are very important when it comes to.
But you don't skimp on the job.
No, we don't skimp on the job.
Really
Look forward
work.
to the
I've known
review.
you guys for a long time.
Best quality product for the best price. That's what we look for. That's what we're trying to accomplish. So. Brian, go ahead. We're going to talk a little bit about some fleet insurance for our contractors. We had a call on our break here. Somebody called up in regards to fleet contracting for their trailers and so forth, and maybe we'll tail into a little insurance there. Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Fleet coverage is available for contractors. It's if you've got 5 or more vehicles for your contracting business, that would be classified as fleet coverage. You'll get a discount by combining all your policies together, whether it be your auto, on your equipment as well. Your equipment could be your backhoe. Anything you use to conduct your business is considered what they call inland marine. That's the coverage you want. Now, if you're a one-man operation, you might not need equipment coverage. But if you're doing a lot more work, if you're you're doing tree cutting, you want to make sure your bucket is covered. You're doing excavation work, you want to make sure your backhoe is covered. That's the important thing to understand, that you've got the coverage, and that's a important feature in your policy going forward.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Again, folks, we have 10 minutes here at the top of the hour. Give us a call for any of the questions. As a matter of fact, here at the ABC's of Home Improvement, we're going to give away the digital frame for free right now. If you call up and say, I love the ABC's of Home Improvement because I'm getting tired of carrying this thing back and forth to the station, you'll get the digital adjustable picture frame with the, it holds I don't know how many millions of pictures here that you can put on your desk, and the pictures revolve. Give us a call at 362-0013, and if you have some answers to the ABC's of Home Improvement questions of the week, give us a call. Again, what was the year that the first insurance company was formed, and what was their name? Okay, and again, you get the Phillips clock for that. Elizabeth, it's time.
Yes, sir.
We've been out for months and months and months, and we haven't had a Cool Tool interview in quite some time. So we have a call quickly before we let you on. Neil?
Go ahead.
Hello, who's calling?
Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement. Who's calling? Where are you calling from? And how may we help you? Hello?
Hi, this is Patty from Pearl River.
Patty from Pearl River. Boy, that rolls right off the tongue. That's nice. Good morning, Patty. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. So what can we do for you today?
I was just trying to get in on I love the ABCs of Home Improvement.
Excellent. Okay. You're going to get the digital frame here. We're going to leave that with Neil. Okay, so he says he's got your information. So you have the digital frame here that's there. You want to take a crack at any of the questions while you're on the line and try and double down?
I want to try. guess maybe Travelers is...
No, but it was a good guess. It was a good guess. Okay, listen, we appreciate your call and we appreciate you listening.
I love your show.
Thank you very much. We look forward to it. Enjoy the frame and give us a little feedback on our site about how what pictures you're going to put on there of your next home improvement project. How's that?
I sure will. Thank you so much.
All right, great.
you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, Elizabeth, come on. Give us the cool
here.
tool of the week. We're
Okay,
looking
well,
forward to it.
You know what I love to do. I love to repurpose things and surprise you guys with stuff that you never thought could be a tool. So my daughter was trying to do laundry, and the washing machine just decided to stop working on her.
Uh-oh.
So she came to me in a panic and said, the laundry machine is just... Because they don't call it the washing machine. They call it the laundry machine, and the dishwasher is the dish machine. And
Interesting.
it was just full of water, and it wouldn't empty. Now, I know, as much as I try to do stuff, that is not a DIY. But I didn't want to be stuck with an entire washing machine full of water.
And what did you do?
But neither did I feel like bailing it like I was at sea.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, there's got to be a cool tool to empty this washing machine.
Ah, okay.
All right? So I gave it some thought, and I, thought to myself, okay, let's think science for a minute. And I remembered we had, from my other daughter's old aquarium, a siphon hose.
Ah, nice.
So I thought, instead of having water everywhere, I got the site. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to put the blog post on, but I didn't
We
have
want
time
it
to
on,
do
but you listen, don't waste water out there in Sacramento. You know the story,
Right.
Elizabeth.
Well, yeah, here's the deal. This is what I did, because I also thought to myself, what a waste of water that would be. So I got my big,
What a joke.
home store chain bucket underneath the water, and if you know what an aquarium hose looks like, it's got like a fat end and a thinner end. It looks like it's got a cup attached to a hose, and you just basically give a few hard thrusts, and while keeping it clean. I think everybody knows kind of what that motion is.
Don't get
like.
us started already. It's only our first show. We got to ease folks into it, Elizabeth.
And you leave it in there, and you put the other end in the bucket, and before you know it, your washing machine is empty
Unbelievable.
into the bucket.
Smart.
And you can use that water to irrigate your crops, which I'm growing all mine in containers.
Very nice.
So
Now,
it was
all
really
organic
simple little
soaps.
system.
There's no bleach.
My daughter was panicking, and I said, just give me about 20 minutes. And sure enough, there it was. And she thought I was magic, which is nice.
That is a
When your
great...
daughter's 19, to be able to still impress her.
I think
Very
that's
cool.
fantastic. You impressed us here with that one. Now,
Very cool.
Listen, when gas prices were up over $4, we used to do the same thing with gasoline in tanks. So, but in the
Yeah,
old, you used to get a
anymore
mouthful of
because
gasoline. It would stay in your mouth for like weeks. So so we learned to use a hand siphon after that. We got a little more
Educated.
a little more educated on how to do that. But
So I'll
Elizabeth,
give
that's
you
a
little
great one.
tip. You know those basketball pumps? You
Yeah.
can still do that and not get it in your mouth. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Miss Cool.
Again, we're just getting started, Elizabeth. So just relax now. So, but that was a great one. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that. Joe's going to pick it up, and we'd love to get that on our site as well when you get it up and running. And we'd love to see that tool.
I will. It'll be there for and it's such a simple little thing to make your life easier. Because when you see a washing machine full of water, it can be such a
goodness.
downer in your day.
Yeah, and you can't really get a bucket in there. You got to use small cups or something. It's a pain in the neck to get around the stem of the washing machine to really get large chunks of that water out of there. So the siphon is an automatic. That's very nice. That's very smart.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that's
nice.
really, that's all a cool tool really is just something to take the out of your life.
That is great, Elizabeth. Well, again, we've missed you, and we enjoy that you're having that. Brian has something. I see Brian's jumping. What do you have, Brian? You have something
Yeah,
for
I
us?
just want to add on to what I spoke about earlier, just to change gears here a little bit
Okay.
about contractors. One way what contractors can do to reduce their insurance cost is to make sure that you run motor vehicles and do background checks of any contractor that you decide to hire for your firm, because that will follow you. There was some type of a survey done a while back on workers' compensation, and they found that the 75% of the claims are usually less than 10% of the workforce. So it's important that you run a motor vehicle report on any individual that you decide to hire for your firm. I'd just like to go over to move over to personal lines, auto insurance, and homeowners.
Yep.
No, just auto insurance here for both commercial and personal, which is your personal auto. We get a lot of calls from consumers saying, my car is 5 or 6 years old. It's time should I take collision off it. I usually ask them, I said, well, the book value is about $15,000. If you totaled your car tonight, could you go down to your bank and write out a check for $15,000? For most consumers, the answer is no, I couldn't. Then you want to keep it. So if you don't have the money in the bank to replace the car out of pocket, continue to keep your collision coverage.
Very good.
Comprehensive.
Very good advice, Brian. Listen, we're almost out to the top of the hour here, so we want to give you a couple of the answers of the questions of the week, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So, but we did give away a few things, so the magic hat is a little lighter, so that's
Have
nice.
more things next
and
week.
we look forward to you folks giving us a call next week, and we'll see if we can give away some more items, maybe make the questions a little easier. But the insurance, when was the first insurance company formed? And it happened after the devouring fire of 1666 in London, where 13,000 houses were lost.
Wow.
That devastating fire created a need and also a zone that they called it for fire protection. So they created a master plan in 1667, but nothing was really done until 1688, Mike, when economist Nicholas Barber and 11 of his associates established the first fire insurance company called the Insurance Office of Houses. And that was backed by the Royal Exchange, and it only insured brick and frame houses at the time, and initially 5,000 homes were insured through the office when it first opened.
Shekels.
So, amazing stuff, right? So who knew way back when? And back then also, most of the insurance companies that were formed with fire departments. So the fire department was part of the insurance company, so they had full reign. So when there was a fire, they made sure that they got out there quickly, and they were able to do the bucket brigades and get these fires knocked down. So
You have any pictures of those?
So I do. They'll be on our website, Mike. If folks are interested, we'll put them up on our website. But that's it.
I think next week I'm coming up with some California questions for Lee.
That sounds good. Listen, well, you see, I brought Sacramento to you at the Fix Update today that they're having. We also want to let people know and remind people that the third annual Grape Crush is being held on Sunday, the 27th. That's tomorrow from 11 to 6 for the Torn Valley Vineyard. Go up there, crush some grapes, make sure you wash your feet because we don't want any craziness going on there. But that is what makes the grapes. That is what makes the grapes the best and the wine the best there. So come up there, crush. You have Tangent playing some live music and the hip replacements. Enjoy the beautiful day that's going to be up there at Torn Valley. Those guys are great. And tell them you heard about us on the ABCs of Home Improvement so that they know. We want to say, Brian, thank you to Brian Cameron and the Cameron Group. We're going to give him a little last-minute pitch here for his company.
And look for him on our website so you get his information.
Look for him on our website, also the BNI website. We are members of BNI, and click the link and get the information you want. And again, we have his book here. We'll let it be known that his book will also be on the website. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to, one more word, I'd just like to mention that insurance is not just about price, it's about protection. If you got a great price, that's good, but you have the protection, the right protection in place, so it's very important.
More important.
Right, and we put you back.
We put you back where you belong.
There we go. All right, and with that, folks, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for listening to the ABCs of Home Improvement. We'll see you next week. We're on a 12-week run, so tune us in, 1700 a.m., Ramapo.
Thank you. Bye-bye.